Welcome to this tutorial. Today we're going to talk about the future perfect tense. Let's get started. Now we use the future perfect to look back from one point in the future to an earlier event. Now the situation has not happened yet, but at a certain time in the future, it will happen. Have a look at the example over here. By next week, I'll have written 20 pages from my new book. Now, this sentence is in the future perfect tense, and it's used to describe a situation that has not happened yet, but will happen in the future. Now, to form the future perfect, we use will plus have plus verb ed, or just the verb, the past participle. Have a look at the examples below. Positive sentence. John will have arrived here by 5 p.m. tomorrow. Negative sentence. He won't have arrived here by 5 p.m. tomorrow. Question form. Will he have arrived here by 5 p.m. tomorrow? Now we can also use the future perfect with by plus time expression. Have a look at the examples below. Won't they have invited us by Friday? James will have finished his thesis by this time next week. We can also use the future perfect with time expressions such as when, as soon as, before, by the time, etc. Have a look at the examples below. Will you have dressed up when I picked you up? By the time you read this, I will have left the city. Note, the future perfect is used only for actions that will be completed by a particular time in the future. Now, if the deadline is not mentioned, make sure to use the future simple instead. Have a look at the examples below. She will leave her hometown. Future simple. She will have left her hometown. No deadline mentioned. And so, this sentence would be incorrect. The correct form would be, she will have left her hometown by this time next year. Now, let's review and practice a bit. Remember that we use will plus have plus the past participle to make sentences in the future perfect tense. Now read the sentence below and provide the future perfect form of the words in the bracket, and make sure to use contracted forms. By next Monday, I to finish this project. By next Friday, I'll have finished this project. Also remember to form questions by inverting the subject and will, and form negatives with not. Now read the sentences below and provide the future perfect form of the words in the bracket, and make sure to use contracted forms. You to arrive at the hotel by 7 p.m. I not to arrive there by that time. I to arrive at the hotel by 10 p.m. Will you have arrived at the hotel by 7 p.m.? I won't have arrived there by that time. I'll have arrived at the hotel by 10 p.m. Note that we use by plus time expression to show that the situation has not happened yet, but at a certain time in the future, it will happen. Now read the sentence below and provide the future perfect form of the words in the bracket. They to invite us by Friday? Won't they have invited us by Friday? Also note that we use when, as soon as, before, or by the time to show the sequence of events. Now read the sentence below and provide the future perfect form of the words in the bracket. As soon as you finish cooking, I to set the table. As soon as you finish cooking, I'll have set the table. Also remember that the future perfect is only used for actions that will be completed by a particular time in the future. Now, if the deadline is not mentioned, make sure to use the future simple instead. Now read the following sentence, which is in the future simple, and provide the future perfect form of the sentence. I won't do it. I won't have done it by tomorrow. Future perfect. Here is a short story using the future perfect tense. Now listen as I read so you can see how they are used in real-life conversation. After I'm done, make sure to understand all the grammar and read aloud yourself so that you can work on your own fluency and pronunciation. What are your goals, Jenny? I'll have got a BA in history by next year, and I'll have completed my studies at a grad school by 2020. That sounds great. Do you have any plans for summer? Well, I'll have successfully passed TOEFL by June, and as soon as I do that, I'll have sent my application for one internship. Jenny, you're so hardworking. Best of luck to you. Thank you very much. And now, time for you to practice on your own. Read the following sentences and underline the correct phrase. A. We'll move to our new apartment by Tuesday. B. Don't forget to call me when you land. You'll have landed. C. Wait for me. I'll have been ready in that moment. D. By this time tomorrow, Sarah will meet her friends from college. And now, put the verbs into the future simple, I will do, or the future perfect, I will have done form. A. Jimmy to spend all his savings before the end of the trip. B. Call me after 8 p.m. I to finish dinner by then. C. You to see Angela tomorrow? If yes, can you give this book back to her? And now, answer the following questions. A. Will you have moved to a new place by October? B. Will you have finished your English homework by 8 p.m. tomorrow? C. Where will you spend your summer vacation? And now, let's check your answers. We'll have moved to our new apartment by Tuesday. Don't forget to call me when you land. Wait for me. I'll be ready in a moment. By this time tomorrow, Sarah will have met her friends from college. Jimmy will have spent all his savings before the end of the trip. Call me after 8 p.m. I'll have finished dinner by then. Will you see Angela tomorrow? If yes, can you give this book back to her? Sample answers. No, I won't have moved to a new place by October. Yes, I'll have finished by 8 p.m. tomorrow. I will be at my grandparents' in the countryside. Thank you for watching this tutorial.